not really the point. The real problem is men love to drive. And if you have to ask for directions, that means you don't know where you're going, and that means the passenger seat is in your near future. So when you're out with your wife and you lose the argument, as you know you must, and you end up asking a guy for directions, here's what to do to stop your integrity from shrinking, because size matters. Make a little sign, hide it under your sleeve, attach a couple of sinkers to the edge so it'll unroll without your wife seeing it. Then you want to pick a married guy because he'll understand. Okay, so pull over, tell him where you're headed, and as soon as you ask him if you're going in the right direction, secretly release the sign. You know, a lot of the high-end cars have a navigational system built right into the dash. I guess men find it easier to ask their car for directions than a total stranger. But the problem with high-tech is the high price. So I'm going low-tech and low-brow. See, at my age, I'm not interested in going anywhere I've never been before. So on my last few trips, took along this cassette recorder and recorded the directions myself. Now all I do is pop in the tape of wherever I want to go, and presto, instant directions. And technically, it's not asking for help, because it's still me. Like right now, I gotta go to the post office, so all I gotta do is get out the post office cassette. Beer store, other beer store, other beer store. Here we are, post office. Okay, I get to the end of the driveway and hang a left. And now I'm coming up to a red mailbox. Oh, wait, no, that was the road back there. Better pull a U-ey. Okay, watch out for that road sign. You know what a pain it is to be driving along and you need to look at the map, but maybe it blew out the sunroof, or it's stuck to the floor in the aftermath of some type of a beverage spill? Well, here's a better idea. Duct tape the map right to the hood of the car. That way you always know where it is when you want to find it. I guess another solution would be to stop and ask for directions. I don't see that happening in my lifetime. Okay, let's give her a try. First thing, you head out on your trip. Then when you want to check your map, you just pull on the hood release. You ever see one of these? It's called a GPS, which stands for, well, who cares? The point is, this thing uses satellites to tell you where you are, which means that every man can have a $500 reason not to ask for directions. But that isn't nearly as good as what I've come up with. I got myself these animal tags that have the little transmitters in them they use to track animals. You've probably seen them on those nature shows where some animal lovers are trying to protect the species by shooting them with a tranquilizer dart and then stapling one of these in their ear. Well, here's what I've done. I've made earrings, and I put one of those little transmitters into every pair. But here's the best part. I made a whole whack of these earrings, and I gave the prettiest pair to my wife, Bernice. She's out right now, but I'm sure she's wearing them, okay? That's way better than GPS, eh? Because GPS only tells me where I am. Hey, if I'm having a good time, I don't care where I am. But with these transmitting earrings, every time Bernice comes home early or saunters out to the garage to see where the smoke is coming from, this baby starts beeping, which gives me time to hide the damage or at least come up with an excuse. Oh, man. She wasn't due back for a couple hours. Hi, honey.
This week on Adventures with Bill, he wanted to go orienteering, which is, you know, kind of walking around with a map and I wasn't real interested in it, you know. My first reaction was not. First of all, he had the map upside down, which took away a certain amount of my confidence. And anyway, I just don't really enjoy that type of thing. But I went along with it, you know. Whoa! I decided not to do that. But, you know, Bill seemed to know what he was doing. He's got that confident air about him where he seems to be in control of everything. Kind of makes you want to go. Now, what he wanted to do was he wanted to mark the tree with a hatchet here, just so he'd know where he was. But the map blew up, and then, well, I guess it's okay. And he's going to try and take the hatchet out of the tree, but... Well, then he decided that's a pretty good marker itself, the head of the axe there. So then we just started heading out, and Bill had the canteen. He had all the equipment and everything. Offered me a little drink of that. Wasn't bad either. And the map was like getting all the worse for wear, but he had that feeling. And he had the binoculars there, and he handed them. No, Bill, give me the binoculars. Yeah. And then he got back to the map, and I must admit I was starting to lose my confidence. And then when he asked us to get our compasses out and compare them, they were completely different. And now I'm starting to really wonder what I'm in for here. So what we decided to do was just take half the map each, and I'd already decided what I was going to do with the map and the whole idea, really. I figured I could just find my way with the compass and the canteen and the binoculars and so on. But Bill was going, I guess, the right way. And you know, the funny thing is, I didn't want to do this, but you know, once I got into it, I guess Bill was enjoying himself too, you know. And the compass was working fine, and I was making good time. I found the walking quite pleasant, actually. A nice day, sunny, and no real underbrush or anything to worry about. I was wondering how Bill was doing about this time. I wasn't real concerned. I was just curious. That's all. And I could just take my time, and you know, it actually was good. I was enjoying nature a little bit. I found out later that Bill was having some problems. But you know, he's a very resilient, you know, inventive, resourceful kind of guy. So things don't bother Bill. But boy, it was a nice day there. Binoculars, I could just see where I wanted to go. Bill was okay, but he had a telescope with him, so I didn't leave him completely high and dry. Yeah, there it is there. Looks a bit like a thermos, anyway. But, boy. Okay, well, luckily it wasn't as good eye. Yeah, I could stop and have a drink, and, you know, I was really kind of glad that I had gone along with it. I was hoping Bill had something to drink. Yeah. Oh, well, Bill's not having a good day, I guess. But golly, I really was, and that's really all that mattered at that point. Bill is starting now to circle a little bit, which apparently is indicative of someone pretending to be lost. You know, he's funny that way. You know, if I'd have seen him there, of course I would have straightened him out. But you know, life's like that sometimes. Now I'm starting to make progress here because Bill eventually comes back to that unlucky thing that he'd left that mark in there. He didn't seem real pleased, but to me it meant he was at least getting back where he started, which is where I was. And just waiting for Bill because I wanted to thank him. I'd had a heck of a good day. It was just unfortunate that maybe his compass was not the quality of mine. Maybe he didn't pay the full value for it, or what have you. Bought it used, maybe. But he's just gonna, chuck it away, throw it away, toss it, gone. Okay. And something was hurting Bill, or something he'd sat on, and so I was helping him out, well, from your side. Yeah, that was a problem. So you might as well just, have a little rest, Bill. You deserved it.
I need to talk to you ladies to help you understand why we men do some of the things we do. For example, not stopping to ask for directions when we're lost. Okay, primarily, it's a pride thing. We're out there, we're driving around in our own vehicles, burning gas, got the sunglasses on, looking good, you know. People see us going by, would never guess that we have no idea where we are. And we're not real excited about sharing that information. A man does not embrace the concept of going up to total strangers and saying, "You may not know this, but I'm a moron." Whereas the woman that he's with is only too happy to share that information. I think it helps to ease her burden a little bit. See, to a woman, getting lost when you're on a trip is just a blameless act of nature. But to a man, it's a sign of personal failure. He knew where he was when he left. He doesn't know where he is now. All right, somewhere along the way, he crossed the line between the world he knows and the world he doesn't know. That's exactly the way he feels about when he got married and when he had kids. So if he admits he's lost in his car, he's going to have to admit he's lost in those other areas as well. That's way too much to ask. So just sit there, bite your tongue, circle the block a couple of times. Men aren't lost, they just take the long way. Remember, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together.
Possum 911, state your name and their membership number, please.
It's Buzz Sherwood, and I lost my membership card, but I got a card from the video store.
All right, that's good enough. Where are you calling from, Buzz?
Well, that's just it, Redman. I don't know where I am. I'm lost.
Oh, well, okay, let's find out. Are you in your car or are you in your plane?
Let me check. Dingle balls, ground, sort of close.
That means he's in his plane.
Car, I'm in a car.
He's in a car.
All right. Okay, Buzz. What do you see around there?
Trees and a hill. Is that familiar to you guys? Hilly and trees.
Yeah. Are there any people around there?
Yeah, I see a guy up ahead. He's fixing his mailbox. Oh man. Oh, that's the one I hit earlier. Oh. I'm going around in circles, Red.
No, look, Buzz. Keep calm now.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go up to that guy, and you're going to have to ask him for directions.
Ask for directions? How does that work, man?
Don't panic, Buzz. Do not panic. We'll coach you through this.
Yeah. All right, listen, Buzz. The direction is going to be too complicated for you to remember, all right? So just listen to the first few things he says and get an idea of the direction he's pointing in, okay? Then just keep nodding your head until he says, "You can't miss it," all right?
Yeah?
And then just say, "So I was right," and take off.
Possum 911, please state your membership card number.
Hi, Harold. Is Red there?
Hi, Mr. Rothschild, what's up?
Nothing, just driving around.
Okay, so what's the emergency?
No emergency, Harold.
Well, you did dial the 911 Possum line.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought I was calling 411, actually. Information.
Okay, information. What kind of information would you like, sir?
Is Red there, or,
It's okay to admit that you're lost, Mr. Rothschild. I can give you directions.
Lost? Please, Harold, I'm not lost. I don't get lost. Never been lost a day in my life. You're the one who's lost if you're thinking that way. Is Red there?
Yeah, I'm here, Winston. I understand you're just kind of driving around tonight, are you?
Yeah, just, coming back from an estate sale over at Green Slime Harbor. And now I'm just kind of firing my way back home. Just noticed that they took the old water tower down, eh?
No, it's still there. It's just west of Flinty McClintock's scrap metal yard.
Right, west of Flinty's place. Yeah.
Which is just north of the lodge.
Okay.
And Winston, on a completely unrelated matter, we're having some problems here with the electrical. A lot of shorts and the lights are flickering real bad up at the lodge here. I don't know what the heck's going on with it.
Okay. Wow, look at that. There sure are sparking there.
Yeah.
Well, if Bob's your uncle, Molly's your aunt, I can see him from here.
Great.
Thanks, Fred. I'll be right over. Looks like it's just a right turn, a left, and another left.
No, it'd be another right.
That's what I said.
All right.